Alright, we're live.
All right, how we doing out there? How you guys doing?
How many we got? 3 people so far. Yay!
460. Oh, 3.
Just 3. Just 3.
Just the 3 of them. Just the 3 of us.
Whoa. I see. Just went.
Alright,
we're good to go.
Did you hit record?
Dang it!
What would you do without me?
All right, guys.
Alright,
We are
YouTube
here.
land.
YouTube land. We are live. And we're crooked. Does it seem crooked?
Crooked?
Maybe I'm crooked. Okay. We're good. We are good. Thanks, guys, for joining us on the live show. It's a little late in the week, a little late in the day. But
we're a
Eric,
week late.
We're a week late. Yeah, because we didn't do one last week, did we?
We were going to, but with you moving into your new house.
Stupid chair's messed up.
And
yeah, me moving to the new house.
And me moving into the woods.
Yeah, you went to New Hampshire.
Yes.
And did
Manchester.
did some of your cool, fun stuff.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that when we actually start the podcast recording, and we can tell people all about it. And I forgot my iPad, so I'm going to have to use my iPhone to read you all's questions. Thanks for sending your questions, YouTube people. Hopefully somebody out there that's watching can post the link on our Facebook fan page, the link to this show.
You can do it on your phone, can't you?
I don't know.
I can do it.
I got that stuck in my head. Have you, the YouTube people, have you, we went from 3 viewers to 1. Oh, and then they're back to 3, okay. I got that stuck in my head now. Eric and the breeze. Eric and the breeze.
Oh.
Did you see? Wait a second. And then he puts, okay, ready now. Oh, nice. He's got his popcorn. So Dick Cesar has his popcorn. Is it Caesar or Cesar? Cesar has his popcorn. He's ready to watch. Thanks for joining in with your popcorn.
And please share.
Please share, yeah. All right, so we have people joining us more and more now. I posted it to the Facebook page.
Cool. That's what I was doing.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for letting me know you did it.
I posted it to the Dynamic Disc Facebook page.
Oh, okay.
I thought you could put it on the group for our listeners.
I need to log in.
All right, so we're getting things settled for you guys. Appreciate your patience. Got a lot to talk about, a lot to give away.
Ooh.
For our 1-year anniversary.
Giveaway.
Give it away now. Now we know we owe royalties to Red Hot Chili Peppers.
The Red Hot Chili Peppers. You sounded just like Anthony Kiedis. So.
You thought you were at a concert, didn't you?
What episode is this? 46?
47.
Okay, that's 46 I'm seeing.
Does it show you the live one? What if I could go here?
You have to do it on there because I don't see it on my phone.
Maybe we can do it here. Give it away. Okay.
There it is.
I've obviously found it on my phone.
The top right. No.
Oh no, the little square.
Yeah, the little
copy link. All right, Facebook fan people of Disc Golf Answer Man fan group,
page.
Fan page, group page. This is for you.
You guys are awesome, by the way.
Yes, very much. All right, now we have a link out there on the comment of that we're just setting up. So, ready to start this, Eric?
Yep.
All right, cool. We're going to start. Just for you YouTube viewers, if you're just tuning in, what you're watching is a live broadcast of our podcast, our audio podcast, which you can watch or you can listen to through iTunes or Stitcher or just about any podcast app you have out there. And what we do is this is kind of very relaxed environment of us recording the actual podcast, and we actually start here in a few minutes. We'll actually start the audio podcast and have you guys join along. Did you hear that slow squeaky door in the background? That was nice. All right, let me get my stuff ready. We got a lot to talk about.
Including these.
Mm-hmm. I'll probably have to stand up while you talk about them
New shoe.
to show them the shoe. Do they have the new shoe smell?
New shoe smell.
Hey, are you going to go to the little softball game tonight?
I am. It's not a softball game.
What is it? Is it baseball?
It's Little League Baseball.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It is the ship. We're going to the ship.
I'm going to go take some pictures.
To the ship.
We have a Little League softball team here in town that we sponsor, and they have dynamic disc shirts,
jerseys,
and a hat and everything, and they won. Tonight is the battle for the championship.
They're in the championship game tonight.
Yeah, so tonight's the championship game, so I'm going to go out there and take some pictures and root them on. So I think a bunch of us from the DD shop are going to go there as well.
It's going to be cool.
Ready?
Let's do it.
All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of the Disc Golf Answer Man. I am Bobby Cool Daddy Slick Breeze, and I have with me, just walking in the door, Eric McCabe.
Yes.
From New Hampshire.
New Hampshire.
He was gone for how long?
10 days.
10 days.
10 days.
No, literally, guys. He walked in, 30 minutes ago?
Yeah.
Walked in, just drove in from his trip out there. We'll talk.
I'm on no sleep.
On no sleep.
I'm on no sleep.
Nice. So tell us a little bit about the whole trip out there.
It was great. Flew in to actually I flew into Boston.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little cheaper to fly into Boston and drive up to Manchester, New Hampshire, and it's about hour and 10-minute drive. Not too bad.
Yeah.
But as most of you know, some of you don't. I put in a Emac signature disc golf course there.
Nice.
And the city of Manchester contacted me, the Parks Department. I've been working with them, and it's been wonderful. It's been great. And so I've spent the last 8 days basically walking through the woods, marking trees, and had a big machete with me just in case I ran into trouble.
Yeah, it's that picture you sent. It looked kind of scary with that big machete.
Yeah, I mean, it was thick. I mean, it was part of it was really thick woods, and you had to hack my way through it. But I got everything marked up, and we walked through it with the city and a guy named Jungle Jim.
Nice.
Who is going in? He's out there right now cutting.
Wow.
They brought an excavator down through, and they were tearing trees out. Big dead trees that are safety issues.
Wow.
Got all those pulled out, and actually, the disc golf course is going to be called The Hollows.
The Hollows.
It's kind of a cool name. When you first walk up to the first tee, there's this really big dead tree, and it looks all creepy.
Yeah.
And it's the woods are right behind a cemetery.
Ooh.
And the cemetery is huge.
Wow.
I mean, it's like Jones Park, how big it is.
Right.
It's probably twice the size of Jones Park.
Wow.
And so it's behind the cemetery. So we wanted to go with kind of a creepy, spooky name, and The Hollows is what we came up with. And and actually, if you guys are any listeners we have in the New England area, Sunday, July 20th.
July 20th.
We are doing a volunteer cleanup day out there. So we're going to have a bunch of people that want to come out and, trim some trees or weed whack some of the weeds out of the way and get the course looking good and ready to go in. July 20th is that date, and you can sign up through, there's actually a Facebook page out there now, and it is called The Hollows Disc Golf Course. And there's a disc golf shop called Breaking Chains, and that is in Hooksett is what it's called. Hooksett, New Hampshire, which is 15 minutes down the road from Manchester.
Cool.
And that's where you sign up. That's
Nice.
where you will get a hold of Bill Bruce and get hooked up and get signed up and go cut some trees.
Now, I don't know how much you can share or can't share, not supposed to, whatnot, but can you share with us any of the unique holes? Or
No.
You're not allowed to yet?
No, of course
Okay,
I am.
well, I
It's
didn't
all
know.
good. It's all good. It's great. There's, like I said, it's thick woods
Right.
and lots of elevation.
Nice.
Lots of ups and downs. I think there's only probably 2, 3, maybe 4 holes at most that you don't have a little bit of an incline where you're
Okay.
going up or down. And we've put in 2 pin placements on every hole and 2 tee pads on every
Nice.
hole as
Wow.
well.
This is
So
gonna
we
be a
have
nice
a
one.
championship tee and a shorter tee for beginner friendly. So it's kind of set up for all skill levels.
Now, 18 holes, right?
It's 18 holes.
18
yes.
holes. Is there a projected date for it to be ready to go? For people
Not
yet?
quite
Okay.
yet. It's just a matter of how far the guys that are in the woods right now get,
Okay.
and how well the volunteer work is
Right.
up in the area. So they're hoping. I mean, they want it in now.
Right.
They're excited about
Right.
it, and they want it in now. So we're hoping by fall.
Oh, wow.
By this fall,
You know-
and I would like to see an October release, so we can maybe put some cool baskets out there.
Yes.
But
We know what kind of cool baskets you mean, too.
Mhm. Mhm.
What would really be cool is once it's done, is for all of us to go down there
Yes,
and kind of do a video thing about it.
absolutely.
So that'd be
I'm
kinda cool.
definitely gonna fly out there. They want me to come back for the ribbon cutting on the
Sure, sure.
course and get the first round in on it.
Nice.
So,
Maybe I can talk Rusco into having me go down there too.
I like that idea.
I likes to travel.
Yes, sir.
All right, so that's exciting. That's just to me. I just think that's so cool that you can go out there and your knowledge and experience of playing courses all over the world,
Mm-hmm.
and you can design courses, and now people can go there and say, I went to an Emac designed disc golf course.
And this is something that I'm looking into doing more of
Right.
in the future. And if you've got a park or someone that has land, feel free to hit us up, because it's something I really enjoy doing, and I can see myself doing a lot more of this in the future.
Should they just go to your website and email you?
Go to the website, or probably not the website. The best way to do it would probably be through Facebook.
Okay.
Or through Dynamic Discs itself.
Okay.
You can just email, anyway, sales@dynamicdisc.com is a good one that a lot of people will get to.
Yeah, and just say you're interested in having Emac design a course, and I'm sure they'll get.
And I'm
get it
sure,
to you.
when we get it more set up, we'll have an actual
Sure.
email address for it. But for now, you can hit us up through there.
Also, I was thinking, even like if we get really good pictures and video, just have a
Mhm.
site, a
Yeah.
1 or 2 page site where people
Yeah.
can find out and see more stuff about it. So anyway, all right, big things always in the work here at Dynamic Discs for
Yeah.
Eric McCabe. All right, so the other thing we want to talk about that I am super excited about
Super.
is our 1 year anniversary.
Yes.
We have been podcasting for 1 year. Actually, July 4th.
July 4th, tomorrow.
Tomorrow is the first day last year I posted the podcast. And when we started out, it was me calling you.
Mhm.
And it was, I think the first one was done through Skype.
Yep.
And you where were you? Were you here in Emporia? Or
It's hard. I was probably here in Emporia. Well, last 4th of July? Yeah, I was in Emporia.
Emporia, okay.
Yeah.
So wherever Eric was, I would call him and we would do this podcast thing. And it has been awesome. We
Yeah,
have
it's been
grown
great.
by leaps and bounds. When I looked at the listenership for the very first couple of episodes and I looked to how many listeners we have now, we have grown by tenfold, which is awesome.
That's awesome. That's great.
So it's really cool. So to help celebrate this big occasion, we're giving away lots of stuff.
Giveaways.
Giveaways
are fun.
I know. Literally just giving it away. So what you need to do, first let's tell, okay, so what we're giving away, I have my list here. We're going to give away 3 Dynamic Disc discs.
Mhm.
So any 3 of our line that we have, the Enforcer, the Truth, the Trespass, all those awesome discs, you're going to get a choice of 3 of those. 1 lucky winner. Then 1 other lucky winner is going to win a Dynamic
hat.
Discs hat.
A DD hat.
Another one will win a collared shirt, so like a dry fit
Yep.
shirt,
Yep.
Dynamic Discs. And then even another winner will win a soldier
A
bag.
soldier bag.
So one of the
Nice,
soldier bags.
$50 value.
Yeah, and then the next prize we have is a pair of shoes, the new Discover shoes from
Yes.
Dynamic Discs. So 5 lucky winners will win prizes, and all you have to do is go to go to discgolfanswerman.com. At the top, there's a tab that says 1 year anniversary,
Mm-hmm.
or it says 1 year giveaway. And you click on there, and all you got to do is give us your name and email address, and you are entered to win.
How many people do we have?
Last time was around 250, but let me check
Nice.
again.
That's good.
That's what I love about technology. I can check it right here on my
iPhone. Your iPhone.
Forms, and then we go to, we're sitting at 278 people have entered. So get on there and make sure you get your chance to enter one of these awesome prizes.
Yes.
And the deadline to enter is July 9th. So what we're doing is you can have through July 9th, and then probably the afternoon of July 9th. You're going to be here, right? That's a Wednesday.
Yes, I'll be here.
So we're probably going to record that Thursday again.
That works. Next Thursday.
Right, because then...
That's 1 week.
That's 1 week. So you got 1 week to enter. So that Thursday will... So July 9th at midnight... Well, I'm not...
You might as well register right now.
Right. So July 9th, probably when I get off work at 5 o'clock. Right before I leave, I'm going to cut off the site so you can't enter anymore.
There you go.
And then we're going to record on Thursday, and we're going to randomly select... It'll print out what's nice about the entry form is it'll put it on a spreadsheet. I have a program that'll go through and randomly pick those numbers, or those from the people, and we'll pick out 5 winners for these prizes, and we'll announce them on that show on Thursday. Cool. The other cool thing we got going on, the other giveaway is...
Oh, this is really cool.
This is a big one, too. Is that if you've been a long-time listener or just a recent listener, one person called us Eric and the Breeze, and we thought that was such a cool little jingle-sounding name. We thought it'd be cool to have people create jingles for us. In fact, at the beginning of this recording, I played one of them. I played one of them for you that I thought was really cool, so that's what you heard at the beginning. But... So we have 7 entries. 7. Where people created jingles using Eric and the Breeze. And I don't know about you, Eric, but I think it's awesome.
No, yeah,
I just think it's cool.
Yeah.
Very creative of everybody to do that. So
our listeners are very creative.
I know, very creative. So I thought it was really cool. So so we're going to give away a Ranger bag to the jingle. And now that, if you're thinking, oh man, I need to put in a jingle, well, sorry, that contest is over.
It's too late.
It's too late. So that has been closed. But
you can go vote.
You can go vote for someone to win. Go to discgolfanswerman.com and look for the tab that says DGAM Jingle. Click on there, and you can listen to all, and then one of them you can watch and listen, because one guy submitted a YouTube video. And you can select from the entries 1 through 7, and you get to choose who wins. And so that also goes through July 9th, and that winner will be announced on July 10th, that Thursday when we record the episode.
July 10th.
Giving away a lot of stuff.
You know what I'm doing on July 10th?
Would you?
Driving to Dallas.
Why would you drive to Dallas?
I don't know. Are we
Maybe.
Are we going to talk about that?
Maybe to play the AT&T
AT&T
Stadium. Yes, we've talked about it over and over again, but that's because it's amazing.
How many people we got?
Over 4. I just literally. I mean, right, catty corner
boom,
there
right.
is one of our accountants, and she helps with tallying registration and stuff. And she told me we had over 480 people that are going to come and throw frisbees.
Yeah.
Discs.
Frisbee.
I'm thinking frisbee because we're actually going to do a radio spot, and so I use the word frisbee in the radio spot so that people that are listening in the area might not understand what disc golf is, but they'll know what frisbee is.
Yes.
Anyway, I don't want to start a big argument over the word frisbee or disc, guys.
That's where we originated.
Chill. Anyway, so 480 people are going to participate in the disc golf experience at AT&T Stadium. There is a cap.
There is a cap.
Because we only have so much time, guys. So if you're planning on going, you need to sign up.
Yeah, get signed up, please.
Yeah. We've made some provisions where we can have a little bit more people, but not that much more. So we don't have a specific number in mind, but we have some formulas that when we check on the numbers, we're thinking, okay, that's going to be kind of tight.
I mean, 10 holes, and we only have a certain amount of time.
Yeah, so you need to get signed up as soon as you can. I know some of you guys are waiting on payday, and I completely understand, but you got to get in as soon as you can. Get that taken care of. In fact, I went hotel shopping today to see if I can get a hotel, and some of them are getting pretty close to getting full. So
I'm staying at Casa de McCabe.
So anyway, guys, go ahead and get filled up. Another exciting thing about this is that we just got approved early this morning. Is tailgating. I know some people out there were already planning on doing it, but which is great. Which is awesome. So we're going to be able to officially do it. We're going to have both DDRVs set up with music, food, drinks, having a good time. I believe we're going to set up a little putting competition thing going on there, so that way you can have something to do as you wait for you maybe the line to die down to get into the
door
stadium.
To open, maybe
the door to open. So at 3:30, that's the earliest they will let us do it. So at 3:30 we're going to be set up with all kinds of goodies and music and a good time, so you can come out and talk to the DD crew and just get all pumped up for the event.
And parking is free.
Yes, for the 50th time, parking is free.
Yes, parking does not cost you anything.
No. So anyway, so we're completely pumped about everything that's going on this week. I'm ready to get to that stadium and do it.
I'm excited to get back again.
I spent better part of yesterday just doing all kinds of planning for that.
Nice.
And it's just like, man, I'm just so pumped and so ready to do it. If some of you guys are thinking I'll just catch the video.
No, you won't.
Nope, there will be no video. They will not let me do video.
They will not let Bobby do video.
However, if you have your phone with you, you need to take all kinds of pictures and you need to take all kinds of video. And when you do, I want you to post it on Facebook,
YouTube, whatever.
YouTube and Twitter, and I want you to use the hashtag
Stadium
Disc Golf, all one word, obviously. Hashtag Stadium Disc Golf. That way, we're going to trend that hashtag, and we're going to let people know that we put disc golf in the AT&T Stadium.
Yes.
So
I know. I'm going to hopefully have my phone completely charged up because I plan on using a lot of battery.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm going to take my 32 gig, probably 2 of my 32 gig cards, and just take all kinds of pictures, because they'll let me take as many photos as I want, but I can't take video. So
you can't share video.
Right, I can't share video because it's, well, anyway, for whatever reason
I can.
But Eric can. Eric can as much as you want. So, all right, so we're going to move on to our product review.
What are we going to product review today?
Well,
disc over shoes.
The Discover shoes. We don't have discs, but we have Discover shoes. These are brand new, and we are so super pumped for these.
I like these right here.
Eric has had a pair for a while because he's been able to wear the prototype, so he's been able to march around in them. I just got mine the other day, and I'm going to be honest with you.
Be honest.
I wasn't expecting this flat sole to be very comfortable. But I'm a company man, so I'm going to wear them. But once they broke in, these are comfortable shoes.
Yeah, absolutely.
For walking around, I like them.
Now, you don't golf in them. We did not make these shoes for golf. We did not make them for you to replace your disc golf shoes with. We made them so you can sport the shoe off the course and promote the sport and dynamic discs. I mean, think about when you're out, at the club or at the dinner with your friends, your non-disc golf friends, and they see the shoes and they go, "Hey, what's up with these shoes?" And then boom, you can tell potentially somebody new about the sport.
Yeah, exactly. He's right. We didn't design these to play. Now, some people I'm sure will end up playing disc golf.
Absolutely. I know a lot of people that wear skate shoes for disc golf,
right.
and I am one of them. Right. I've worn them before. I don't necessarily recommend wearing them on, big courses with like rugged fairways,
right,
but a little shorter park style golf. Yeah, I've been wearing mine at Jones and Peter Pan,
and
they've been great.
We like to be real here on the Disc Golf Fans, man. And basically, what it is we are noticing, or everybody I'm sure noticed, that a disc golfer is kind of a lifestyle. A lot of people identify with disc golf. In other words, some people are known as soccer players. Some people are known as football guys. That's what they do. Well, there's people that's what they do. They play disc golf.
Most people that play disc golf, it's their life.
Yeah, it's what they do on their free time. Yeah. And so this is just a way for you to be able to show off that disc golf lifestyle while you're out with friends, hanging out, going to the club. It doesn't have to be your everyday shoe. It could be just your shoe that you're wearing red and black, so you want to match, and so you grab your red and black Discover shoes.
I know. I throw mine on right after rounds of golf when I'm at the course, like at a tournament. I'll have them in the trunk, and I'll throw them right on after the rounds for a nice, comfy walk-around shoe. What's
nice is it's got these breathe holes, which I don't know if you can see on the video. You obviously can't see on the audio, but they're little holes on the sides and in the toe box, and that just allows your foot to breathe, which is nice, so they don't stink.
Stinky feet.
The tongue is padded, around your ankle is padded, and so it's a very comfortable fit. It's a flat sole. They fit pretty true to size. I never
noticed that either.
Oh, it says dynamic on the bottom.
Yeah, look at that.
Will you? Oh, very true to size.
Yes, very true. Very true.
I wear a size anywhere depending on the shoe. I wear 11.5 to 12. I grabbed a 11. It was just right, too tight, or too short, which I expected. I grabbed a 12, and it was just fine. Maybe a little bit of room in the toe box right
That's
up front.
fine, though.
But yeah, nothing to make me think I need a size smaller.
Well, I mean, when the Protos came out, they were probably a half size bigger than what I would normally wear, but they were still comfy.
Yeah.
I mean, how much do these cost, Bobby?
These go for $49.99.
$49.99,
which is a nice price for some nice shoes. And I even read one person said, "Why would I buy shoes that have no function?" Meaning you can't play disc golf with them. Well, fashion.
Yeah.
Fashion is the function. And you can't. Oh, and I read a statistics where people with Nike shoes, 80% of people that buy Nike shoes,
runners,
right? They don't buy them for their intended use. Meaning, you look at someone and they got some Nikes on, they're probably cross trainers or runner shoes. And
how many people buy Jordans?
Yeah.
That don't play basketball.
Exactly. They just love that Nike and they love the look. So that's
and they love to support Jumpman.
So we love these. There's going to be more of these to come, more styles and stuff like that. So make sure you're on the lookout for more dynamic disc,
more
lifestyle
shoes,
apparel.
More love.
Love for yo. All right, you ready to move on to the questions?
Yes. Are you ready?
I am now ready. All right, the first question comes from David. David says, "Hi, Bobby and Ralph."
Oh, okay. I'm setting out of this one.
I guess. He says, "Hi, Bobby and Ralph. This question is for Mr. McCabe.
Oh, okay.
My home course is a long one, yet there's only 2 par 4s. Hole 6 is 547 feet and is the first par 4. We have a pro who thinks it should be a par 3 since he can reach the putting circle in 1. The putting circle is surrounded by foliage and the basket sits on top of a ridge. I think it is a par 4. But maybe an easy one. Just like there are easy par 3s. The other par 4 is 811 feet long on flat ground. I throw 400 plus, and I'm a 912 rated player who has birdied it twice. We have at least one more 500-foot hole, depending on pin position, that are par 3s. What is your feelings on setting pars? I know this won't change my raw score, it doesn't affect competition, so it's really not that big of a deal. Just curious. Thanks, guys, for all your hard work towards growing this awesome sport. You guys made running a trilogy challenge very smooth, and the discs are awesome." Well, good deal.
Yeah.
All right, so what do you think?
For me, par is irrelevant. Par is, as he said, it doesn't change the raw score. You still shoot a 55, whether that's a 1 over or that's an even or it's a 1 under.
Yeah.
No, you still shoot the same score. But typically, how par is measured is shots to the green and 2 putts. And if a course pro is reaching the green, it's hard to say what skill level of player that you base off shots to the green. I would typically say advanced player would be a good one to judge it off of, because they're better than most of the beginners and they're not quite as good as some of the pros.
Right.
But so for me, it's shots to the green and 2 putts. And absolutely, there's nothing wrong with having short par 4s. Look at golf. They have so many short par 4s, like drivable par 4. I mean, that's what the eagles are for,
right,
to get an eagle. So I personally think, if it's a 500-foot hole, then absolutely. And if the basket sits on a little bit of a ridge, kind of a risk-reward kind of thing, then absolutely you can call it a par 4.
Cool. All right, the next question is from Anthony, our boy Anthony. Did I mention? I think I mentioned it last week, but just in case, if you're getting ready to play a trilogy challenge, or you're thinking about playing a trilogy challenge, Anthony actually put together a 3-part video on his YouTube channel called youtube.com/dgweekly, and he kind of goes into detail the 3 discs: the Shield, the Claymore, and the Thief. The 3 discs you can get in the trilogy challenge. So check those out. Anyway, his question is: previously you said that for DD, this year is the year of the driver.
Year of the driver.
Meaning a lot of new discs coming out from you guys are drivers. Maybe you will be able to answer this, or maybe not. My question is, are there any plans for a stable to overstable fairway driver that fills the T-bird eagle spot. I've tried the Escape in different plastics, but it just doesn't seem to work for me. Also, holy cow, is that thing is long. It easily flew my normal it easily outflew my normal fairways by a good 30 feet every time. So you have any spoilers for us? So apparently he likes the Escape.
Yep, the Escape's great.
But he's looking for something to fill that T-bird eagle spot.
This is absolutely the year of the driver for dynamic discs, and I was just about to do that. Yes, it is the year of the driver, and as far as an overstable fairway driver, I can't say that we aren't coming out with an overstable fairway driver. I don't know when, but absolutely, that's definitely on our radar to come out with maybe one of the next couple discs that we're going to come out with. Right now, I'm throwing the Saint Pro for that shot.
Okay.
Saint Pro or Trident are the two discs I'm using for that. But yes, I can say that yes, at some point we will come out with an overstable driver. That's a fairway driver in the year 2014.
Yeah, I mean, we know that. I mean, we're still fairly new at putting disc out. We know that as far as the dynamic disc line, we have some spots to fill on what things that people like to throw, and we are definitely looking to fill those spots. So keep on looking out. All right, the next one is from Don, and Don says, "Hey guys, love the show. Emac, how do you feel about caddies? Should locals at big tournaments ask the top pros if they want a caddy? And Bobby, do you throw any high-speed drivers?"
Okay. Well, caddies, absolutely. I mean, it's a great way to learn how to play, and especially if it's your local course, you'll see these great players, like Felberg, Devin Owens, Ricky Wysocki, all these guys throwing shots that, they execute the shots that you're trying to execute. So you'll definitely learn something following them and caddying for them. And I would say 90% of them are going to say, yeah, absolutely, you can carry my bag, as long as they don't have a caddy already. There's a couple of them, I'm actually one of them, that for some reason prefers to haul my own bag around. But unless it's like a showcase final or something along those lines. But for the most part, I like to haul my own bag. It's how I practice. It'd be different if I had a full-time caddy that, went out with practice rounds and everything. But I preach to practice like you play.
Right.
So, and play like you practice. So I prefer to carry my own bag. But every other pro I ever see has caddies, so absolutely ask them.
Definitely ask them. Just don't be offended or think, don't be offended if they happen to say no, because like Eric says, he just kind of prefers to carry his own bag while he's...
I know Felberg, for one, is always looking.
Yeah, he's always
looking for caddies, and he pays the caddy. He pays 10%, I believe. So,
nice.
Yeah.
Does he give him any of his beard, too? Oh, no, that's gone already. That's right.
How about Bobby? Do you throw any
any high-speed drivers, Bobby? Let's see. I would think the only high-speed driver in my bag I'm thinking is a Trespass, a Giant.
Giant, yep.
And King.
King is very high speed.
I have a King.
King's a 14.
Wow. I didn't realize that, but I like my King.
King's great.
And really, that's it. I just don't have the arm speed to really utilize those high-speed drivers. I play a little bit more since I've been here lately, just because when I get off work, and that's a good way to unwind. Because before I worked here, as soon as I got off work where I worked at before at the credit union, I would get off work and work on dynamic disc stuff. Now I'm working all day in dynamic disc stuff, so when I get home to unwind, I'll go play around with Eric or people from the office. So, but those are the only high-speed drivers that I have in my bag.
Yes.
All right, the next one is from Zach, and Zach says, "Hey there, Emac and the Breeze. Love the podcast. What discs in the Trilogy line would you recommend to a beginner with very slow arm speed? They seem to get decent distance from a 139-gram Blizzard Katana, but I'd like to know what would be similar or possibly better from DD, Westside, or Latitude 64.
Well...
Also, when is Ralph going to make an appearance on the show?"
That's funny. That's hilarious, because I was this close to bringing him in today.
Ah, that would have been cool.
Oh, this
For
close.
the 1 year anniversary.
I know, next week.
Okay.
Maybe Ralph will announce the winners of our contest next week.
Teach him from now until next
Yeah.
week how to talk.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
right, so for slow arm speed.
For slower arm speed, something that's, quote, easy to throw, I would probably suggest the easy to use line from Latitude 64.
Yeah.
It's the diamond and the jade, the ruby, and the pearl. They all come in air plastic, and they also all just come in the regular opto line, opto light, and the jade especially. The jade, if you're throwing a blizzard katana and getting some good distance out of it, I'm a very strong believer that the jade will fly amazing for you because it's really easy to control, and it's got a nice grip on it, and it'll go.
Yeah.
And that's what those discs were made for. You know, that's what they were designed for, was players with slower arm speeds, beginners, just fabulous line of discs.
Every time I go and I'm helping out at an RV at a tournament or something like that, and someone comes up and has that, says, you know, I'm a beginner, I have some friends, I always take them right to the jade and the diamond, and anytime that they are able to get out there and give it a test throw, they always like it. So
I know my mentor, LaRon Harris, he has a bad hip. He actually goes into surgery Monday to replace the hip. And so he's been getting back into the game, and he's been just basically standstill throws, like all upper body, all wrist. And he put a diamond in his bag. He was ripping it.
Nice.
And he's loving it. So
that's cool. Yeah. All right, the next one is from Rec Rob.
Rec Rob. Hey, I've seen Rec Rob's videos.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I have to check him out. He says, hey guys, Rec Rob again. Got an interesting question for you. After around 3 to 4 years of playing, I've decided to try to learn how to throw left-handed.
Oh, okay.
Wow. I'm actually a lefty at everything else I do, so I figured why not disc golf? The question I have is this. What are your thoughts on switching hands after learning right-hand backhand? I'm currently an advanced player, but part of me thinks I can actually do better by switching to my left hand. I'm noticing the discs are doing what I see in Emac's reviews. Example would be my world actually hyzer flips and then turns a little, then comes back. My normal right-hand backhand throw would never take a brand new world and do this. Before you say that I might be turning it over due to bad form, I already looked into that. Another note on throwing left-handed is I'm naturally spinning on my heel, which really surprised me, unlike my right-hand backhand where I tend to spin on my toe. So to sum it all this up, what do you guys think? Go lefty or stick to what I know?
I would say both. Being able to throw both would be such a weapon to have.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, think about it.
Oh, because of the setup of the hole? And
yeah, setup of the holes. I mean, you wouldn't have to carry as many discs. You wouldn't even need an understable disc in your bag.
Wow.
You know, you would, of course,
right.
But I mean, you could use the same disc for, Anheuser shots, but would be just lefty hyzers. And if you're a dominant lefty player, dominant lefty in everything else you do, then yeah, there's no reason not to get out in the field and work on some lefty shots. I know there's a few pros out there that can throw pretty decent lefty shots. They don't break it out too much in tournaments, but yeah, that'd be a great weapon to have if you can throw, consistent left and right-handed. That's
nice.
It's kind of like a switch thrower. It'd be a pretty good deal.
Cool. All right, the next one is from Patrick, and Patrick says, first off, let me say, I love y'all's show.
Nice.
We love you. Long-time listener, first-time question asker.
Nice.
Also, it's 2 questions for Eric. Eric, what is it going to take to get you over to North Carolina and be able to play you in a truth versus fugitive round?
Oh.
Ooh. I may get my butt kicked, but it would be an honor and a great way for me to learn how to improve my game. Question 2. Also, as an up-and-coming pro, what is the best advice you have for the mental aspect of playing tournaments against guys like Brian
Schweberger.
Schweby. And Terry Gallops? I know I have the skills to beat them, but I can never put all 4 rounds together. How do I keep my mind in the game and not let worrying about placement affect my game?
Well, for the first question, I was in North Carolina today
really?
at like 6 o'clock this morning. About just Charlotte Airport, but But yeah, I would love to come out and battle you with your Fugees. Fugees.
The truthy Fuji.
Yeah. I'll be out that way again for USDGC, so maybe we can do something then. And as far as the other question goes, staying up with great players like that you play against over in the Carolinas, like Schwebby and Terry Gallups, and of course Mikey Johansson, who is probably one of the better players in the world. And he just never happens to leave the state. But don't worry about playing them. You're not there to play against them. You're there to play against the course.
Right.
And don't play out of your own mindset. Don't play out of your own skill. Meaning, if you're playing against these guys that can just drop bombs, and there's for instance there's a hole that's 350 to clear water, 400 to clear water, or you can play it safe around, and you just don't feel confident throwing that shot. Don't throw that shot.
Right.
If you see them do it, you don't always have to do what they do.
Yep.
Stay in your game, play your game, and then worry about doing shots like that in practice rounds. That's what practice is for.
A lot of times when I'm out there at tournaments and big tournaments and stuff like that, I hear it from all the pros when they're checking. One of the first things they always check is the score, how they did compared to everybody else. But then the biggest thing they do is to check the round ratings.
Mm-hmm.
And then I hear I played better than my rating.
Yes.
So to me, my advice would be, like Eric said, don't play against them. Now, obviously, you're in a tournament against them, but play against the course and yourself.
Yep.
If you've played better than your round rating, if your round rating's better than your rating, then you have accomplished something because you've played better. You've improved.
Yep.
And you just keep on improving.
Keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on. All right, the next one is from Anton, and Anton says, "Hi again, Eric and Daddy." Oh, son. No. Thanks for answering my question 2 weeks ago about the line of the pool. This time I've got a question about foot pivot.
Pivot.
All you friends watchers can relate to that. Pivot. Okay. All right. I've understood that heel pivot is better for harder shots, and in your videos it looks like you pivot on your heel also. For short and more relaxed shots, is it better to pivot on the ball of the foot, or is a pivot always even necessary? I'd also like to hear some opinions or some kind of review about the DD Sniper bag. I'm interested about it, but I can't find any reviews or further information about this bag. So tell us about the pivot.
Well, the pivot, most pros are gonna turn off their heels.
Okay.
And basically all that is doing is generating more power, and it's actually healthier for you in a weird way, because when you're pivoting on your toe, it's really hard on your knees. It really is. When you think about when you're turning, on the heel, it's just more of a pop, and then when you're on your toes, it has more tendency to possibly catch, and then you can really do damage to your knees in the long run. But for shorter, more technical shots, your toes are fine. But for more power, definitely you want to pop it off that heel. So
cool.
And the sniper bag, the reason you can't find too many reviews about it or anything on it is because that bag has been discontinued.
Yes, it's a discontinued bag, and pretty much what replaced it was the Cadet bag,
Cadet, yeah,
which can be bought for $14.99 at dynamicdisc.com.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for just like a disc to take out with you, where you only have a few discs, well, how many? I think it holds 8.
Something like that.
Something like that. So if you're just wanting a light bag for quick casual rounds, then definitely check out the Cadet. It comes in the fracture design, but with 5 different color trims on it. All right,
just like the soldiers. Just like the soldier bags.
Just like the soldiers. The next question is from Radlin, and Radlin says, "Hi, Eric and the Breeze. This is a question about focus. I recently finished my first tournament playing a 1,000 plus rated round. Preliminary ratings are 1032 for the first round and 1010 for the second. I find it easy to perform on this level when something is at stake, but struggle to find this consistency during casual rounds or at our local league.
That's good, though.
How do you keep focus for every shot during less competitive rounds?"
That's tough, because those rounds, I mean, they matter, but essentially they don't matter.
Right.
You know, I mean, if you're, I guess I don't quite understand the question, because if you're popping off 1030s, 1010s in tournament play in competitive rounds, and you're doing something right there, you know. The only thing I could think of is those rounds that aren't quite as important, leagues and practice rounds. Is let's play for $5. Let's put something
There
on
you
the
go.
line, you know.
Yeah.
Bag tags, whatever the case may be. Have something on the line to where you have that drive to play, you know, a little bit more focus on the game at hand.
My thing is, to me, if you're in a local league, I mean, a local league, I guess they do have prizes for like first, second, and third sometimes.
Yeah,
So
usually it's cash.
yeah, so you're playing for a little bit of cash. But I think it's okay to be a little bit relaxed. You don't have to be on your game all the time. Now, you still want to practice like you play and play like you practice. So, definitely keep the form and the technique, but don't put as much pressure on yourself
just have
during
fun.
the local leagues. But I mean, that's just human nature. When something's on the line, you're at your highest.
Cream rises to the top.
Right. So
yeah, good, nice shooting though with the 1033
Absolutely.
and 1010. That's awesome.
the next question is from our boy Anthony again, and he says, I've been changing my putting style a bit recently to more of a push putt, and it's been working really well, except for one thing. I've been getting tons of spit outs. Not the normal shoot through the chains and out the back. I've been hitting the pole and having it bounce right back at me. I used to use soft putters so that wouldn't happen, but they would beat up too fast for my liking, so I switched to medium. Obviously, the medium is slightly stiffer, but it can't be making that much of a difference, can it? What can I do to compensate for this?
I know a lot of players, at least pros, they don't even use the softer putters, or even the blend, the mediums. Most of the push putters use the hard. And I don't know if that will help keep the disc in the basket by all means, but I guess one question I'd have, Anthony, is what kind of basket are you putting on to mostly? I know a lot of them have the ring where the chain comes and meets the ring, and a lot of them will come in and hit that ring and pop out. You know, not like hitting the chains and popping out, but they'll hit the ring that holds the chains in the bottom,
Gotcha.
and that's what hits it and kind of pops it right back to you. And so, I mean, you're really not doing anything wrong. You're hitting the sweet spot, but spit outs are probably one of the frustrating thing in disc golf, because, I mean, you did everything right. You know, you hit the putt right where you wanted, right where you're supposed to, and it pops out. It's just a matter of getting through it.
Nice. All right, the next question is from Anton, and he says, one more question. Why do most people choose judge over the warden? It seems like warden is pretty unpopular compared to the judge.
That's just because the judge was the 2013 Thrower's Choice Disc of the Year.
Da-da-da.
But no, the judge is great. The warden's great too. It's just personal preference, really. I feel if you're a push putter, you're probably going to be using the judge a little bit more, and if you're a spin putter, you're probably going to use the warden a little bit more. The warden tends to be a lot straighter and has a lot more glide on it, meaning you don't have to putt it quite as high. It just has that lift and the glide, and it just stays in the air for a little longer than the judge does. The judge stables out.
Okay.
But it's really just personal preference. A lot of people, prefer the bead on a putter. So I can't necessarily say whether or not the warden is less popular than the judge, but I would probably venture to say that the judge is probably a little bit more popular.
The judge is a little more popular.
I mean, it's the judge.
But the warden has its following, and people really like their warden.
Don't judge me.
Don't judge.
Don't judge me. I putt with a mercy.
Don't warden me. Oh.
No.
That doesn't work.
No.
Maybe that's why, because it's not as catchy of a name. All right, so the next question is from Troy. Troy says, I don't have a question,
So
but
the
I
next
wanted to
question
share
isn't
something with you. My family runs discgolffamily.com, a website that brings the world of disc golf to families, one
Nice.
blog post at a time. I just recently wrote a post about how podcasters have really helped grow the game. Oh, yeah, I remember I showed you this?
Yes, yeah, that was great.
I featured your show along with 3 other others in the post, and I wanted to share it with you. You can read the post, but thank you for all that you do. Oh, so maybe I shouldn't have read this on the air, but that's okay. Because I actually posted on the Dynamic Disc Facebook page, so because I thought it was a cool article, and it is pretty cool.
No, it's great. Yeah.
But we are playing the sport of disc golf. We love this sport, and we have all these media outlets to continue talking about and learning about disc golf, and we're one of them. And there's 3 others that he mentioned that I really think are really cool. So if you're on iTunes or Stitcher, plug in the word disc golf, and you'll find all kinds of disc golf podcasts out there. So cool. Keep going on there, Mr. Troy.
Yeah, I was actually on one of them last week.
Oh yeah, you were on the local route.
I was on the local route with Mike Sultan.
Doing a little interview, little catch up with Eric McCabe.
Yeah, it was good times.
I'll have to check it out. I have to check my feed to see when that's available. All right, the next one is from Kyle. Kyle says, "Hey, BB and McCabe. Started listening a couple months ago, and I am now a weekly listener." Well, thank you, Kyle. It's nice to have a place to hear the opinions of a pro on a weekly basis. Sorry if this question seems long. I have been playing for a couple of years now, and despite me even exercising and training to add distance to my drives, I have hit a plateau with my backhand drives and struggle to surpass 325 to 350 feet, no matter the disc. I recently switched to sidearm drives and long approaches, and it has made a major difference in my distance, accuracy, and it has shaved strokes off my rounds. It now dominates how I play my game. When watching tournament coverage, I rarely see sidearm throws except from Wysocki. My question is, why aren't sidearm throws more prevalent in the upper levels of disc golf competition, and are good sidearm players a rare breed? I also have a question about trilogy discs. I recently found a local shop that has a lot of 165 gram fiber discs that have a pop-top dome on them. They aren't as overstable as the 175 flat-top ones, and it has more glide, it seems.
What disc was that?
Fibered.
Sorry
to advertise the competition, but I love these discs for sidearms and even some backhand shots, even though I normally throw max weight discs. I'm tempted to go buy the rest they have as backups because I've never found any like it. I'd like to keep my bag mostly trilogy plastic, so I'm hoping you can suggest a trilogy disc that sounds similar to what I'm describing. St. Pro, perhaps. Thanks for the help. By the way, I'm calling my shot. I will get my first ace at the disc golf experience at... Oh, I can't say what he calls it. We're not supposed to. So at the AT&T Stadium. Yeah. Mark it down. All right, Kyle, you better let us know because we're going to be there at the disc golf experience at AT&T Stadium. You better let us know if you get that ace so we can see if you called it right.
Okay, the question was...
Do you remember any of the question in that?
I remember him asking about... he throws the Firebird, and he kind of wanted to know
He wanted to know a trilogy for the Firebird.
And we kind of hit that a little earlier with the Trident,
right,
and the Triple X and the St. Pro. St. Pro is more Innovo related, probably more like an Eagle, because it's a little more stable T-bird is what the Eagle is. So I would say that's probably not for the Firebird, but if you're trying to replace a Firebird, Trident has been what I've replaced my overstable fairways with for now until something else comes out soon. What was the other part of it? There was one
another
more
part
question
where
in there.
He said he's kind of in a rut at 325 to 350, and he switched to sidearms.
Oh, he asked about sidearm players.
Yeah, there's not a lot.
There isn't a lot, and but I'll tell you what. Tell me, Bobby, who wins majority every weekend between two? There's 2 players. Name them.
Macbeth
and
Wysocki.
And they both have great sidearms.
Yep.
So the sidearm is there. I don't personally have one. I don't have one because it tears the heck out of my shoulder and it just hurts. So mine's more of a utility shot. But if you have a great sidearm and you're just learning the game, I would absolutely learn a sidearm because you will definitely save strokes on a round having a sidearm, because when you think about the sidearm or when you think about a backhand, you're away from the target when you're throwing it, and you got to let go, of the disc blindly. As where if you're throwing a forehand, you see the target, you're facing the target the whole time, and you just point your hand where the disc goes. So it's a lot more consistent shot. It's just not an easy one to learn.
Yeah.
But absolutely, if you've got it, do it.
And just in case, I know sometimes we have people that just kind of started out playing disc golf, and so just in case you don't know who we're talking about Paul McBeth.
Paul McBeth,
and
number 1 player in the world.
And Ricky Rysaki, and
number 2 player in the world.
They are dominating the
I would say
majors and national tours.
I would say Ricky has probably the best sidearm in the game.
It is amazing to watch.
It's ridiculous. Some of the holes that he throws sidearm on is just, it blows your mind.
And it's one thing to watch it on video, and I know this sounds kind of cruel, but it's awesome to be at those tournaments.
Oh, well,
and watch these guys throw. But yeah, to watch McBeth and Wysocki throw, man, it's just awesome to watch.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
All right, and so
kids are taking over.
Yes, they are. And then so
we will see you at AT&T Stadium, and we will see you bust that ace. Maybe
on
hole 10.
Maybe. But remember,
hole
there's a Mando.
Cool.
There's a Mando on hole 10.
There's a double Mando.
A double Mando.
I wonder what that means.
You know what?
What could possibly be a double Mando?
Someone actually says, if it's what I think it is, wouldn't it actually be a triple Mando? And I thought, that kind of makes sense.
It could be a quadruple Mando, I suppose, if we have a line at the top, too.
That's true. So, anyway, okay. The next one is from Bassman. And he says, hey,
Bassman.
Bassman. Hello, Eric and the Breeze. What is the difference between a flat top and a dome disc? Well, one's flat and one's domed.
One's flat and one's domed. That was an easy one.
Why do they fly differently, and will one be more overstable?
Typically, the flatter the disc, the more overstable it's going to be. Which is, I mean, if you think about the more dome, it has more room for air to get under it, to push it to glide a little bit further. So usually if it has a dome like a pop top, they're going to go a lot further because they're going to get more glide.
Cool. All right, the next one is from Matt. Matt says, hi, Eric and the Breeze. I always enjoy listening to your podcast. Well, thanks, Matt. I'm grip locking sometimes my throws. What can I do to prevent that?
Maybe change your grip on the disc.
Okay.
I know a lot of people that are first starting out, they go and watch videos and they see these top players and they all have this power grip, and that's where all your fingers are on the rim, like grabbing, like making a fist almost. And it doesn't come out smooth every time. Sometimes you can yank it pretty easily or grip lock. So I would recommend maybe trying to change up your grip a little bit for more. That's going to be, of course, for more technique shots, not necessarily big power shots. Big power shots, you can still keep the power grip if that's what you're using, but definitely change up the grip and the speed. Because if you're coming through really fast and you're trying to put that extra power behind the disc, behind the shot, you're probably going to grip lock it a little bit more and more than you would if you have a nice, easy, disc down, maybe to a less stable disc and throw it nice and easy.
That happens to me a lot.
You grip lock it?
Well, it happens a lot when I try to, as you described there, is to power through it.
Just smash.
I'll watch you throw, and I'll be like, okay, I've got to just give it all my all.
Okay, and what does that go back to? Stay in your game.
Stay in my game, right? So, and I try to power through it, and sure enough, it goes over here. I grip lock, and as soon as I let go, I'm like, why did I do that? so I just go home and cry. No, okay. The next one is from Nick, and Nick says, Eric,
Nick?
What's up, Nick? I can throw my striker out about 300 to 350 feet on a straight line with some good fade at the end. I feel like I can disc up a bit, but not to a speed 13 monster just yet. What would you recommend of something a bit farther than the striker that's not too overstable? Thanks. Love of the show.
Escape.
Okay, next question.
The striker's great, and the escape is I would say similar to the striker. It's a fairway driver as well. It's going to be a little less stable than the striker, but it's going to get a lot more distance for you, and it's not it's not a speed 12. I think it's a speed 9 actually, and it does fly closer to a 10 or an 11, but it's really easy to throw, and it just goes. I mean, there'll be times when, I was field testing the escape and the trespass, and the escape was flying further than the trespass was. So
Wow. All right, the next one is from Hakeem the American Dream. Oh, no. Sorry. Hakeem the African Dream of OCDG Dallas.
nice.
Nice.
All right.
All right, so he says, what is the purpose of a hyzer flip, and how do you throw one?
The purpose of a hyzer flip is usually for maximum distance. And the way to throw it is you just get a disc that's really understable, something that's pretty flippy, and you throw it out there pretty good power with a hyzer angle. And when it goes out, it will flip up flat and then turn to the right and then come back. So it's like a big, huge S shot through the air. Typically, the purpose for them is maximum distance. If you watch any of the distance competitions, like Big D in the desert, they're all hyzer flipping everything super high to get that maximum distance.
Cool. All right, the next question is from Average Joe. Oh, Joe, you're not average. You're above average. Okay, so this one, maybe we should give our disclaimer. Well, it's not that bad.
Disclaimer.
Well, okay, sometimes when we get a question that might be just more of our opinions, we like to give the disclaimer that although this show is sponsored by Dynamic Discs, any of the opinions expressed by Eric McCabe or myself, Bobby Cool Daddy Slick Breeze, are
Ralph next week.
Or Ralph next week are just that. They are our opinions and don't necessarily reflect the opinions of Dynamic Discs, Latitude 64, or maybe even Westside.
Yeah.
So, all right. So he says, "Hi Emac. I've read how it can be pretty difficult to be a touring pro in disc golf, as there isn't necessarily the big payday of more mainstream sports. For instance, ball golf. That made me curious. During the period where Dynamic Discs expanded its product offering from more of a retail apparel, etc. company to offering its own lineup of disc and required its sponsored players to either choose their existing sponsor or go exclusively Dynamic. How difficult was it for you to essentially lose one sponsor? I know were several Dynamic Disc team members from varying disc golf companies that essentially had to lose one sponsor. It seems like in a sport where it's beneficial to gather as many sponsors as possible that this would be a pretty big loss for the traveling pro." What are your thoughts, Eric?
Well, for me personally, it was probably the easiest decision. I mean, it was a no-brainer for me, but I'm in a little bit different situation than some of the other players that were on Team Dynamic Discs before we came out with the disc line, just for the simple fact that, Jeremy Rusko's a good friend of mine, kind of like almost a brother.
Right.
I mean, I've known him since 07 or 05. Whenever DD started, that's when I met him. I mean, I was there in the attic before the basement.
Yeah.
When we would get one box of discs in and be like, "Whoa, this is awesome." Now it's like, "Wow, what? They only sent us one box?"
I know. Now we have a 10,000 square foot warehouse of discs.
So for me, the decision to leave Discraft wasn't an easy one, just for the fact of leaving Discraft, but there was definitely, and this is absolutely no offense to Discraft, but I had a future at DD.
Mm-hmm.
There's more of a future here for me because of their growth, their rapid growth, and just the fact that I've been a part of this company from the beginning, and there's just a future there for me. And I'm not gonna lie, I honestly I could have joined Prodigy. I had an offer on the table to join the core group of Prodigy as well, and but one of the stipulations was I had to leave DD, and that wasn't happening for me. And when we had players like Paul Macbeth, Nico LaCastro, Paul Ulibarri, Paige Pierce, I mean, we had all the players. I mean, we had a pretty good lineup of DD players. Now, you say that it was hard for them to lose a sponsor financially. Not necessarily, because, I mean, back then it wasn't like DD was paying all those players. It was more of an apparel sponsorship. So here's some gear for you to wear. And, bonuses. We had a few bonuses for some of the top players, of course, but ask Paul Macbeth that question, and I guarantee you he'll say no, because he's doing pretty good for
Yeah.
himself over there at Innova. And I'm more than happy for Paul.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I love Paul to death, and he's done great for himself and for Innova, of course. And yeah, I mean it's tough. And with DD, it is kind of, for me at least, it is more of a, that's my sponsor because they do it all.
Right.
You know, I don't have a shoe sponsor anymore because we're coming out with shoes. You know, but I wouldn't change anything I've done for anything. You know, I mean, I'm very happy with my situation, and the future is very bright at DD.
The very future is very bright. Cool. All right, the next question is from. Oh, this one came off YouTube. I was surfing YouTube. I can't remember who asked this question, so I apologize, but I believe it was from last week's show. Someone wanted to settle a debate. I thought you'd like this question, so I grabbed it. He says, "Hey guys, would you settle a debate among our club? In a CTP contest, which for new beginners, CTP stands for closest to the pin.
Yes.
In a CTP contest, who wins between a golfer whose disc hits metal but comes out to rest 15 feet away and a golfer whose disc hits grass and comes to rest 10 feet away?"
The guy that's 10 feet away.
Yep.
Because it's when the disc comes to rest.
Exactly.
So it is definitely, I mean, closest to the pin. It's obvious it's the guy that's 10 foot.
Right.
So, and if somebody hits chains and it pops out and rolls 15 feet and someone skips up and doesn't hit anything and he's 10 feet away and then the next guy makes it, the guy that makes it wins the CTP.
Because he's closest.
He's in.
He's
You
in.
can't get any closer.
He can't even get closer to the pin.
But yeah, it's where the disc comes to rest. It's no different than if, you know, you're throwing a shot down the road and the road is OB and it skips, pops, and it starts rolling straight down the road. Well, if it comes in bounds at the end of the road, then it's safe.
Right.
You know. But if it stops in the middle of the road and a car drives by and hits it and it pops up and rolls inbounds, no, you're still OB because it came to rest.
Because it came to rest,
yeah.
Right.
And it's kind of like people think if you're throwing like along a stream that's OB and the disc skips into the stream and is floating down the stream, you know, and it comes up on bank, is it safe? No, it's definitely not safe.
Oh, wow.
Even if the disc's sitting there spinning I mean, it's a little controversy there, but it's not safe. So.
Or even if you're throwing and you've got it and it lands and hits inbounds and then but rests OB because it rolled out, you're OB, even though it landed in.
Play it where it lies.
Where it lies. Now
where it comes to rest.
That actually brings up an interesting. Do you remember at the memorial? Were you on that card with Felberg when that happened?
He was on the card before me.
Okay, I remember I was there, and he had hit. If you're familiar with
the gunite
hills, there's water, and the water is obviously moving because of the wind. And at one point, he had landed on land, so it was in.
It was on the gunite, inbounds.
But as everybody else threw, when people were walking up, the water actually pulled it and washed it away. Mm-hmm. And I can't remember what they ruled it in, didn't they?
They ruled it in
because that's where it lied.
That's where it came to rest. Yeah.
So I remember that was a big deal.
That's more of a group discretion, group decision on if it came to rest inbounds, if it was stopped. You know, the spotter can say, no, it didn't, but keep in mind, guys, the spotters are volunteers. They're not officials.
Right.
So you can overturn a spotter. If your whole group says, no, I was inbounds right here, but the spotter says, no, you were inbounds way back there, you can play it up there if your whole group makes that decision. Right. So.
Cool. All right, we're coming up on an hour, guys, with the recording, so we're going to go ahead and call it a show.
A show.
And we still have about a few questions left, so we'll just save these for next week.
Thanks for all the questions, guys.
Thanks. Yes, thank you so much. We appreciate your patience. Not doing an episode last week. Again, things just happened, and that's what's going to happen when you have a touring pro and you have me that I'm not moving anymore, so... Yeah, I'm where I'm at. So
hey,
anyway, what?
Happy 1 year.
Happy 1 year.
Yeah.
We're little babies.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it's been an amazing year. We've got some things planned for the next year coming up, so stay tuned for all that. None of it obviously will happen in the next couple of weeks because we're going to be at the AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, and then let's see,
Monday.
we're going to drive down. I'm driving down Friday morning. You're going Thursday?
Thursday evening.
We're going to be in Texas, do the AT&T Stadium. We're going to drive. No.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to drive back to Kansas
Sunday, probably.
Sunday, and then fly out Monday to go to Stockholm, Sweden. We're going to be in Sweden. I'm going to do some media work for the European Masters. Eric McCabe is going to actually play in the European Masters. And then we're going to go to Skellefteå.
That's the home of Latitude 64.
And we're going to go there, and we're going to get to visit the warehouse there and kind of hang out with the Latitude 64 guys. And, of course, I'm going to take some pictures and videos.
The new warehouse.
The new warehouse. So it's going to be really cool, guys. So, and we're going to try to see if we can kind of get some kind of Wi-Fi hookup or something out there. Maybe we can do an episode out there from Sweden.
If I remember correctly, I know at the course there was Wi-Fi one day, but I know we'll get a... I know the factory has Wi-Fi.
Well, yeah, because they do Skype meetings.
Yeah, so we'll do an answer man from
Sweden.
That'll be fun.
That'll be cool. So
we'll need to do my in the bag in Sweden too.
Yes,
we'll finish it.
Finish it. Yeah.
In Sweden.
In Sweden.
Sorry guys, it's taking a while, but
so anyway. All right, guys. Well, that's it for the show. Make sure you check us out, discgolfanswerman.com. Submit your questions, and we'll get them answered. Go to dynamicdisc.com. Check out everything that's going on with Dynamic Disc. Check out the new shoes.
New shoes.
Check out the new Discover shoes.
And one more thing. This is the last week to sign up to buy raffle tickets for my and Ralph's basket. So go to Eric McCabe 11674 to purchase your raffle tickets. I'm actually going to draw the name at AT&T Stadium, and I will post it on my YouTube page.
Nice. Cool. Thanks, guys. We're out. See you next week. Usually you say deuces.
Deuces.